B2B Cambodia, the portal for business use in Cambodia.
Hello and welcome to an episode of B2B Cambodia's Industry Update. I'm Darshana Gochan. This episode focuses on the education sector in Cambodia, and I'll be joined here today by Neak Oknha Dr. Mengly J, the founder, chairman, and CEO of Mengly J Education Plc, a leading educational provider in Cambodia. Hello, Dr. Mengly. Thank you so much for having us here today in your office to discuss the education sector here in Cambodia, as well as the role of your company specifically and what it plays within that sector. So to start off very broad, how would you describe the overall state of the education sector in Cambodia today? And what would you say are some of maybe the most pressing challenges that are faced by both educators and students alike?
Cambodia today is much better than decades ago, 5 years ago. The Ministry of Education in this mandate, they pretty much focus on improving education sector overall, both in the urban area and rural area. They implement many good points to improve education, making sure that we are in competitiveness with the neighboring country. But I think it's the speed of evolving, that's what we worry about. And the lack of resources, the lack of qualified teacher, the lack of facility, and the disparity between the private schools and the public school, the rural school and the urban school. And we have to make sure we look into all those things, because there's still a lot of discrepancy and disparity between the rural and the urban area. And the lack of technology, the lack of qualified teacher, and the modernity of it. So to me, I think that the ministry have been doing their work. The parents have to do their work also, and educators have to do their work equally to make it work for the better of Cambodian and Cambodian education system here.
How bad do you think the impact of COVID-19, the pandemic, was on Cambodia's education sector? Because we know worldwide schools shut down and whole sectors were closed. And have you also been able to observe any long-term impacts on the sector here?
Well, COVID period from 2019 to 2023, it was a drastic, horrible time for every sector. Education is also impacted drastically. But we're very fortunate that we get the support from the Prime Minister. But despite of all the support from him, from the bank, from the community, from the parent, a lot of schools still go bankruptcy that time. And if not go bankruptcy, they reduce their campuses, or they reduce their size, or if not that, they merge into each other. And so there's a lot of impacted of how the school system overall work. So you see that a lot of private schools, we have 200 private schools, about that number. And if we were to have all schools closed, for example, that would be a detrimental to the public, to the government public school. So we have to make sure that private schools survive. And in order to survive, they have to get incentive somewhere from the government, and the government have helped that. But despite the facts that we've been getting helped, schools still cannot survive. So you see a lot of schools disappear, and it still disappear, and a number of schools did not come back. And because of that, my school, for example, we're one of the stronger ones. We can survive, and we find way to survive. And before COVID, we only have 7,000 students. So after COVID, we have a surge of 7,000 students to 21,000. So we have to continue to build infrastructure. That's why last year we spent 6 campuses. And this year we expand 4 more campuses. So with that expansion, we still do not meet the demand. So if you are a good school and you school with quality and reputation, then you just continue to build, and you will not be able to meet the demand.
Of course, I think Cambodia is a bit unique in the region. We can't ignore the Khmer Rouge and the war and everything, which impacted the country then and continues to be felt today. So it's a very different and unique context. And I think then Cambodia also has certain unique challenges that might be different from its peers. What would you say are maybe some of those unique challenges that Cambodia might face that its neighbors, for example, would not face? And how do you think that your company is assisting in addressing those unique challenges?
Well, MJQE often play a leading role and a major role in education as a role model. We do things first, and we do things big, and we do things publicly to make sure that it is shared to the public and to make sure that people pick up what we are doing. And we try to initiate program, we try to initiate conference, try to initiate project, and in small or big way, we feel we make a difference. And Cambodia, I think, very open now to new ideas. Doesn't matter from where, from whom, they are very absorbing to new idea, new technology. So it's a matter of time, and also I think it's a matter of facts. Is how people are contributing to the success of education. So we're quite aware of self-improvement. We're quite aware of the contribution factor that will make Cambodian education better.
So 2025, of course, marks 20 years since the formation of Mengly J Quach Education. Could you summarize in a nutshell how you would say that your journey has been in the pursuit of becoming a leading educational institution here in Cambodia?
Well, I would say that so far we have done what we would like to do, and we have completely succeeded in accomplishing a company that were able to be listed, and we're proud of having MJQE as a leading education company with a foundation, MJQ Foundation, that helps many people throughout Cambodia, and known for foundation that help vulnerable and disadvantaged, financially disadvantaged population. And the Ministry of Education right now works so hard to implement and improve the academic standard and improve the expansion, and also require regulation, strict regulation to make sure that the quality improve, making sure that students not cheating, make sure there's no private tutoring. So a lot of drastic things implemented throughout the year that you could see that eventually it will be helpful to the improvement of education overall. So I'm quite happy with what is going on so far, and I'm very supportive of what they're doing.